Jimmy James Michael Akena Obote is not a legitimate party president of UPC. Akena is possessing the top leadership of UPC by dictating. Akena is a dictator. Akena is not like the father. The father was not a dictator, but Akena is a dictator. Being the party president of UPC was to base on the constitution of the party. But Akena has turned the constitutions of the party upside down. In fact, Akena, I would like to let you know something, that in politics, there are formulas to use in order to get the right answers. There is a formula in politics. Politics has a formula. If you want to get the right answer, you must choose and utilize a right formula. But the formula you have taken to come and chase the pioneers of UPC out of UPC, the senior UPC members, the senior people who founded UPC together with your late father, you decided to chase them away out of the party. That one is the wrong formula which shall not take you anywhere. I had been advising you for several times that struggling for the leadership of UPC will cause a lot of enmities within the party. In fact, if you are a man, don't accept to be guided so much by the wife if it comes to the public institutions. You are being misled, totally misled by two women. And as I talk now, you have no future in politics. People who are not yet seeing this will realize later and they will regret it. I only pity them. I pity engineers, doctors, in fact, people with high intellectual qualifications who are following you blindly. I only pity them. You should be able to get the examples from the children of the first of the former presidents of other countries. Nobody entered into politics through the political party founded by the father. Nobody. But most of them, they tend to create and form their own political parties. So after creating and forming their political parties, people and members of the political party founded by the father, they just come and unite that political party formed by your father or by their father. They comes and unite with the one they formed, and then they gain support from all members of the country. But this one of yours, if you are a male child you need to think ahead of time, but not to wait for the instructions from the mother, waiting the instructions from the wife. You should, in fact, you should be the one to instruct them and guide them. But now you see where you are. You yourself, you knows that I'm talking the truth. But because your fears of losing supporters, you cannot confess. You will find hardship in politics, and you wonder if politics is like that. There is nowhere you are going. People who are following you, in fact, they are following you blindly. They are following you blindly. UPC under you has no future. In fact, your presence there is just killing UPC. And your father, your late father, is so disappointed in you. If he can come out, he was going to cry. He was going to cry loudly after seeing the way you are behaving. In fact, he did not even expect that you can behave like that. Why don't you reconcile the disappointed members of the party? During the primaries, you were being guided and instructed by two women. Remove that one, let that one be aside. So you were acting. You were not being seen, but you were acting greatly in pushing away the staunch UPC members so that they could not succeed. That is why most of them, after contesting independently, most of them succeeded. Most of them succeeded. Akena, you have no future in politics. In fact, because you have chosen a wrong formula. You will realize this. People who are still following you up to now, they will realize what me, Ogwangarwara, has spoken this morning. Today is the 21st of August 2026. Most of your supporters will realize what I had talked about this morning. UPC has no future. UPC has no future. In fact, my mind tells me that you were even cursed by the Father. Though you were in exile, but it seems that you were even not together with the late Father. You came when the Father is even weak. You did not take care of your father during the time of sickness. You made a promise with him. You always talk about promise that you made with him in his deathbed. But according to the report that I'm getting, you came back after your brothers and sisters who were very close to the late father, telling you that he's now very weak, the sickness is increasing, That is when you decided to come back from your business. You came and found when he is unable to talk, was unable to talk, then you made your promise. One-sided promise. I don't know whether, according to you, that one can be referred to as a promise. One-sided communication. The other side cannot now talk, though he can recognize that this is so and so, but cannot exchange words with you. Now you are trying to deceive the whole nations that you made a promise with him in his deathbed. Yet you were nowhere to be seen, and actually he died miserably. He was so disappointed in you. I think you were cursed. That is why everything that you are doing is not working. Because you are doing all the things you are doing under curses. You were cursed by the Father. You don't know. Rasta, you don't know. You were cursed. You proclaim that you went for the peace talk. You contributed to the peace talk. By the time you came when UPDF has done their part. The rebels were no longer within the country. They were outside the country. In fact, they were in another country. But other politicians like Betty Bigombe, Norbert Mao, and many others, they had been calling for peace talk so that peace, peace negotiation should be done between the rebel groups and the government, so that they should not come back for fighting, but they should come back to work with the government. You were just invited. I'm telling you the truth. You were invited by Norbert Mao. Norbert Mao is still alive. Norbert Mao, Betty Bigombe, those are the people who can be considered as people who participated in the peace talks, who brought peace by talking, but not you. You went there just purposely to get a woman, whereby you succeeded. You succeeded. And I think your success in that woman was even under the curse that you were cursed by the Father. That is why you have got a wife from the bush, from the peace talk there, the wife that will make you not to be stable in life. So, Mr. Rasta, retrace your footstep. Your footsteps, if you don't retrace it, you will regret it a lot, together with all your followers. I said all this for God and my country.